Hello, ladies and germs. I got a quick tutorial here for you on how to complete this assignment, 810 court case analysis. This is a test, a comprehension test of a reading passage at your level, and it's challenging. One of the challenges is you have to pass a test when you're done, and it's a four-question test, so you got to get them all right, all four. Just missing one is 75%, and we need you to have at least an 80. So I'm pretty much telling you right off the bat, you got to have perfection on this. You're going to do that by going to a site called News ELA, and you're going to read an article after you've chosen the one that's at your reading level. So in order to do that, first thing you need to do is get your reading level. And to do that, you go over here to your grades, and the top category is student info, and in there you've got your star grade equivalent. And then right below you'll have your Lexile level, and that's the number you need for this one. You need your Lexile level. So take a look at that and jot it down somewhere, just a little scrap of paper. Then you head on back to the assignment we are looking to complete, 810 court case, and as the instructions say right here, you want to click on this little doohickey on the bottom, and it's going to open up a new assignment page for you. This is where you're going to do your work. Go ahead and make them side by side so that you can see both things at once. You can see the instructions as well as see this page. For most of you, this is going to be your first time here, which means you're going to come on over here and you sign in with Google. Use your Sciatech account. Please don't use a personal one. I really can't help you if you have problems signing in and use your personal one. So use your Sciatech account. For those of you who do have an account, I have a fake account over here that I will use to log in. Go ahead and do that, and it's going to take you to a page that will list many articles. Now, for those of you who like a fuller page and don't like all this stuff on the side, if you click this right here, you'll have a simpler page to look at. But you've got a bunch of different articles on this page right here, and they're all on court cases. And your job is to pick one of them that hopefully interests you, but if you're sitting there going, none of this interests me, well, you got to pick one anyway, so suck it up. So you pick one, and you're going to read it and understand it. Well, the first thing you want to do when you get to this page is you want to, as I said, you're going to read it at your level, and that's what this is for on this side. It's going to tell you the different reading levels. So you pick that, and you want to pick the number that's closest to or above your reading level. If you pick one, I mean, granted, let's say your reading Lexile was 1220. If you want to push yourself, I don't think that's too crazy to pick this level for your reading level. But let's say your reading level is an 800, and you pick an 850. It might push you a little bit much. I mean, you may not understand it. You may not pass the quiz because it's too hard, and that's not the objective. So I would recommend picking the lower level. I don't think you're going to find it stupid. That's not how reading levels work, but it'll be pretty easy for you. You want it to be readable, okay? So if your reading Lexile is even just a decent amount lower, like granted, if yours was 1080, I think you're perfectly okay. I give you permission to choose 850 as your reading Lexile. But in the case that I chose right here, out of a 1495, he is well in the level of Max over here. So he would pick Max, and he's going to go through and he's going to read this thing. Now, one other thing you need to do, and this is very important while you're reading, as you read, I want you to highlight any word that you come across that you don't know. I mean, like I really don't know what that thing is. I want you to highlight it in red. Do it just like that, okay? But only do it if you don't know the word. For some of you, I'll give you an example. Some of you might come across cerebral palsy, and you'll be like, yeah, I really can't describe what that is, but I can tell it's a disease, right? If it's like that, if you're like, you really don't know what the conditions, what a cerebral palsy person goes through, that's not exactly the same as not knowing the word. If you understand it's a disease, you're okay, and you don't need to highlight it. But if you're simply like, I really have no clue what's going on here. If you read a golden doodle and you're absolutely confused and don't realize that it's a type of dog, then you should have highlighted it. because that would be an example of something that's actually getting in the way of your reading, make it harder for you to understand that. This is going to be important for those of you who don't pass it on the first time. You really may not pass this on the first time. And if you don't pass it on the first time and there's not a single word in there highlighted, I know one of two things. One, you're not really trying on the quiz, or two, you're not really even trying to read. There's a lot of you who do that, and I know that because how many times you ask me over to explain an assignment, and the instructions are written at a first grade level. So you read through the entire thing, highlighting anything that you don't know in red, and when you get to the bottom, you're going to get a quiz. And you take the quiz, and you're going to have 4 questions, okay? And the article's right here, so you can go back and read as you're done. But it's going to ask you a question, all right? Which of the following sentence from the article best demonstrates that the debate concerns individuals beyond Elena and her family, right? This isn't like, what's the 5th word in paragraph 2? You got to find out, where is there a sentence that demonstrates that the debate concerns individuals beyond them? In other words, there are other people who are concerned with this topic. And then you go through and you look at these different sentences and you try to figure out which one does the best job. Best job, like if you read this one, he says, oh, that one shows that it goes beyond just them. That's fine. Does it do it better than this one? That's your job. So you're going to pick and then go next, and I'm just doing this randomly, so I'm just going to pick B for everything. I don't recommend you do that. And then you go submit, and then look at this. I got 1 out of 4 correct. If this is the case, if you get less than 4 out of 4, then you're not done. You actually have to go back, and you have to continue trying to get 4 out of 4. You can't reread that one article, so you're going to have to go to another one. Right? In this case over here, I was practicing myself, and I had to, I took this quiz already, and it won't let you take it again. All right? Now, it's something like 10 articles, so you're going to be able to do it as long as you don't just blow through the entire thing, barely, trying and paying any attention. So here's what I'm going to say. If you're on your 3rd one and you haven't passed yet, you need my help. Okay, call me over. All right, you're going to need some help. You're getting frustrated. You're not doing a couple of things, a couple careful reading things, and I don't want you to just keep on going one after another, hoping that you're going to get them right. These are designed to not let you get them right if you aren't trying. They're challenging, and they require that you read closely and understand deeply. That's why I don't want you picking a level that's higher than your level. All right. If anything, it's safer to go with the one lower. All right. And once you have gotten a 4 out of 4, you're going to come over here. You don't see it on mine, but for you, you'll have a little submissions button. Just click on submit and write 4 out of 4 and submit, and you're done. You get to go on to the next one. All right. I hope this goes well. And if you're really frustrated at me, that means it's doing its job.